History is something that Royal Enfield has in spades. Last year, it revived the Interceptor brand and gave the Conti GT a boost by launching the new 650 Twins. For 2019, it plans to pay tribute to one of its most iconic motorcycles, the Bullet, in the form of the new Bullet Trials. The new motorcycle is available in two variants, and here are 5 things that you need to know about the Bullet Trials 500. 1. It's a mild off-roader. Royal Enfield has marketed the new motorcycle as a tribute to its famous Trials bikes from the past. However, the Bullet Trials 500 is more of a soft off-roader and doesn't get specialized components for some off-road fun. Even the suspension components is similar to the standard classic, and so is the suspension travel. The only real change of the bike is the upswept exhaust muffler for easier water wading. It also gets equipped with block pattern C8 Pro Grip tires for a bit extra grip on the loose surface. Royal Enfield arranged a lot of trail sections for us today, and it was definitely a good day in the office. While the Trials 500 managed them well, the Himalayan would have fared much better. The new offering gets a dual channel ABS which isn't switchable, and on the trails this is annoying, as I would rather prefer myself taking a call on braking rather than a sensor, and I did have some nervous moments and also a fall. My biggest problem with the motorcycle is the high curb weight, which makes it difficult to ride in tight sections. So the Trials 500 is only good for mild off-roading. Two, it feels like a standard classic 500 on the road. After some trail riding, we rode the new bike on the winding roads near Abbey Valley, and as expected, it felt like a standard classic on the open roads. The highlight of the engine is the abundance of torque, which is made available at low RPMs. Cruising at speeds between 80 to 90 km per hour, the Trial 500 felt calm. But go above it, and the Bullet's character comes to the picture with severe vibrations. The knobby tires also didn't feel out of place on the tarmac and offered decent grip. The upright riding stance means you can cover a lot of miles with the iconic thump in the background, but I would have preferred a more powerful and refined engine. So is the new bike a better touring option than the Classic 500? Well, not exactly. First up, the Trials 500 is available only as a single-seater. Also, it gets an upswept exhaust, which means you can't add a tailpack on the motorcycle. Also, the luggage rack has a capacity of just 5 kg. So in terms of touring, you're better off with the Classic 500. 3. It gets a visual makeover. The RE Bullet Trials is a factory custom, and while mechanical updates are limited, it does receive a host of cosmetic updates. The Trial 500 gets a dual tone finish on the tank, with a dash of chrome and a 3D badge. The mudguards, headlight nacelle and the large exhaust muffler have been given the bling treatment as well. Also, the Trial 500 receives a pale green color on the frame and the swing arm, which adds to the retro vibe. The analog console and switchgear is similar to the standard bike. However, it gets a braced handlebar. Our test bike was equipped with optional accessories specially developed for the Bullet Trials 500, and this included the headlight grille, brace cover, badge plate, engine guard and a numbered center panel. Styling is quite polarizing, and not everyone will like the way the new bike looks. However, the Trials 500 is one of the few motorcycles that you have to see in the flesh to gauge its visual appeal. Yes, it isn't a pretty motorcycle, but it definitely has a hutke vibe to it. 4. The Bullet Trials 500 is mechanically untouched. Powering the Trials 500 is the same 499cc single-cylinder air-cooled motor as seen on the Classic 500. Power output remains unchanged, and so does the 5-speed transmission. And this is a downer. As we found out in today's ride, on inclined surface, you felt that the motor should have got a bit more zing. our engineers should have changed the gear ratios for better low-end grunt. The increase in power would have made the Trials 500 much more appealing to a larger customer base. 5. It has a niche target audience. The Trials 500 isn't a motorcycle that will appeal to all, and this also includes Royal Enfield loyalists. It's basically a factory custom targeted towards urban riders who want to do a bit of trail riding. In fact, you can easily customize a standard classic 500 and do everything that the Trials 500 does and revert back to a twin-seater setup. However, the Trials 500 comes with a factory warranty. While the Trials 500 kind of justifies the Rs 10,000 premium owing to its cosmetic updates, we would have really liked RE to put in much more effort for mechanical updates, and this would have really justified the Trials badge.